Hi, this video going to be about population genetics, and today I prepared two multiple choice questions for you. So I recommend you to stop video here, read both questions, choose the correct answer, and when you would be ready you can run video again and you can compare your answer with my answer and explanation. So here is the first question. In what situation would you expect to find a random drift? Answer A, a small population. Answer B, a diploid population. Answer C, population not experiencing selection pressures. And for example, if we take answer C, a population not experiencing selection pressures, even in such population we would still have fluctuations in alleles frequencies just to random selection. It always happens, for example, consider that you have white and black pebbles that you mix together and you just randomly pick up without watching those stones, and it's not necessary that, for example, from 10 chances you would have 5 black stones and 5 white stones. Due to random chances can be 6 to 4 or 7 to 3, or even with such small number as 10 there is chances that you may choose 8 black and 2 white. So but the larger population, the less probability that, for example, from 1000 stones you would choose 800 black and 200 white. So with larger populations, such fluctuations in allelic frequency from generation to generation would be less. So of course in diploid population and triploid population or tetraploid population, for example in plants this even can be hexaploid and more, it's just a number of the different alleles, and they can also experience fluctuations in their frequency. So diploidy of the organism doesn't affect random drift, but as you probably already guess, what does influence is a small population. So the correct answer A, the smaller population, the more it would be influenced by or experience random drift. So now we can move to the second question. What is the effect of the random drift? And 3 answers. It prevents adaptation, it reduces variation in population, and it increases variation in population. And of course, just due to random sample, we won't get any new variation. We just can get different frequencies of the same alleles that we might have, just like an example with stones, that is black and white. We just can change frequencies, but variation wouldn't change. Like if we put in our basket, for example, only black and white stones, we wouldn't be able to choose red or green. So it doesn't increase variation in population, so answer C is incorrect. And it prevents adaptation, and actually random drift does not prevent adaptation, because this is a random process, and as long as there is variation, there also would be different possibilities for adaptation. So random drift doesn't affect adaptation. And we left with only one answer. It reduces variation in population. One of the extreme example would be total loss of variation. For example, consider such a situation when we have small population, say 2 individuals, both of them heterozygous for the gene A, so they would have dominant allele and recessive allele present. And consider what is the chances for the first individual to produce one gamete that is recessive allele A, and this is very easy. This is 1/2 chances. And what is the chances for the second individual to produce also recessive allele A? And once again, this is 1/2 chances. So in order to find what is the probability for them to produce only one kind of allele, that is recessive allele A, and we have to multiply this to independent events. The probability to produce recessive allele A gamete for the first individual, we have to multiply by such probability for the second individual to produce recessive allele A. So we have to multiply 1/2 by 1/2, and we are going to get 1/4, or this is going to be 25% for these two individuals to produce only one kind of allele A. And what does it mean? That in the next generation they would lose dominant allele A and become fixed for the recessive allele A. But there is also the same chances for this community of two people to get gametes that is going to be, both of them going to be dominant allele A. Same chances for the first individual to produce dominant allele, and for the second individual to produce dominant allele, 1/2 chances. So once again, this is going to be 1/4 and 25%. So what does it mean? That this population of two heterozygous individuals would have 50% chances. We just have to add these two chances to become homozygous and lose heterozygosity. So when we add up both these chances, we are going to get 50% chances for this population to become fixed for only one type of allele, or lose heterozygosity and lose variation within only one generation. So if this number would be smaller than 50%, say for example 10% for the larger population, but if we would have 5 generations, this still would become 50% for the 5 generations. So what does it mean? That means that even for the larger populations, this rule of the losing variation applies just to smaller extent. But the correct answer would be B. It reduces variation in population, just in small population faster, in large population due to random sample. This would probably take longer and more generations, but still, due to random drift, it reduces variation in any population. This is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. Thumbs up if you like this video, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.